It's Michael Virardi. It's Jumpstart Monday today. And this is the show where we share our online course, a book, and a proverb that has touched us and has helped us either in our personal or professional lives or both. I'm so happy it's the 19th of July. And today we're talking about how to communicate in order to get other people to take action. And we're going to be sharing 5 ways in order to do that. But before we do such thing, let's see who's here. Drop me a note to see who's here. We're broadcasting live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. Just before we go on to our online course of the day, let's see who's here. And by the time I get your messages coming in, let me say who is our winner of our previous episode. To be the winner, to win the Stand Up, Stand Out online public speaking course and presentation skill course, you just have to share this episode. You either share it now as we're talking live, or you can share it later on whilst you're watching the recorded version. So let's see who is our winner from our previous episode. Stephanie Pilavaki from Facebook. Please get in contact with me. You can drop me an email here. And congratulations for being our winner. And you have an exclusive access to our Stand Up, Stand Out online course for 1 year. So please get in contact with me. Let's see who's here. Stephanie Pilavaki is here. Good morning and congratulations, Stephanie. Who else is here? Alexandra, how you doing? Hi, Alexia. And as always, my friend George Ioannou. Very interesting episode today. It is Dear George. So let's get started. What's our online course for today? It's a LinkedIn course titled Communicating to Drive People to Take Action by Alexia Vernon. I'm going to be putting my own touch as well here through my personal experience on how to communicate and drive people to take action. So 5 ways to do that. There are many ways, but I've chosen 5. Let's start with the first one. Connect before you influence. My late father, Orlando, always used to tell me when I started working for our family business that, Michael, go outside. We were in the B2B, in the Horeca hotels, restaurants, and catering institutions, business to business. So he said, whenever you're waiting for a guest, get outside in the parking lot and wait for them and escort them in. He knew exactly that you need to build a rapport to find common ground, to connect before you try to influence. And he used to tell me something else. He said that never, ever in a conference room is there an agreement sealed. It's simply signed. So an agreement is sealed through all your actions, by the way you welcome people in, by the way you escort them, by the way you introduce them to your associates. I don't like the word employees. I like the word associate. We work together towards a common goal. And as he used to say, you need to connect before you influence. And in that connection, breaks down into 3 parts. Credibility. You need to build your credibility. My experience has shown that the best way to build credibility is to listen first, then talk, then ask clarifying questions to see if you understood your customer or your prospect well. Then, as I always say in sales, never start by opening up with a testimonial. This is what I've done for others. This is what others have said. No, a testimonial is not a door opener. A testimonial can be used when certain objections arise. So build your credibility by showing that you care about the other person, that you are an emphatic listener, by showing concern, by asking the right questions, because I believe you judge a man or a woman or a professional for that matter, not by their answers so much, but by the questions they ask. The same holds true for doctors. Sometimes they say that's an amazing doctor. I went to a great doctor. How do you know? Have you studied medicine for 15 years? Most probably, you know, because of the questions they have asked you, of the concern they have shown, which goes to the second one, as you can see on your screen, likability. The ability to be likable. How are you likable? First and foremost, smile. And the Duchenne smile is with your eyes and with your mouth. Secondly, If you show concern, you will be likable because people understand who cares for them. Subliminally, they know. And once you do this, then we go to the third one, which is trust. And every sales interaction, every customer care interaction in the world, I believe, starts with high tension, low trust. If you manage to be polite and show concern, you lower the tension, increase the trust. If you promise to send something by tomorrow 11 a.m. and you forget, you increase the tension, you lower the trust. But if you send it by 10 a.m., you lower the tension, you increase the trust. And if you do that consistently, you drop the tension and you increase the trust, and that's how you become a trusted advisor. So if you want to influence people, number one is connect before you collect. Number two, appeal to the head and appeal to the heart. We are rational beings. We do decide by using our head, by using our brains, but according to Gerald Zaltman, the Harvard professor, up to 95% of our purchasing decisions are driven by our unconscious urges. As I said in previous episode, the heart is closer to the pocket than the brain is. People buy emotionally and then they justify their decision rationally. So, as I always say in my public speaking courses, and that's the proverb for today, it comes from Alexia Vernon, the lady who has instigated this online LinkedIn course. When we speak from the heart, usually we are unapologetically embracing our vulnerability. And people who are vulnerable, they get closer to their audience. When you speak from your mouth, when you're reading notes, you speak from your mouth. But when you're speaking without notes, as I'm doing now, you speak from your heart. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. Yes, you're going to go off script. Yes, you might forget something, but no one knows what you have forgotten because no one has written this course with me or for me. So you will make mistakes, but speaking from the heart comes out as more passionately, I believe. And at the end of the day, you touch the emotions, which, as Gerald Zaltman, the Harvard professor, has said, we influence 95% of the decision making. Let's go to the third point of how to get people to take action. And why do we want them to take action? Because we want to move projects forward, because we want them to say yes to our big asks, because we want to go inside the conversation that's in their heads and talk to that conversation. So the third one, create genuine urgency that moves people to action. In my experience, people who say, let me think about it, they will either take a day, a week, or 30 years. Most probably, I'm not talking about everyone, but most probably they won't come back. So how do you create urgency that moves people to action? First and foremost, there are many ways you can do it. You have to be honest, of course. It's your availability. If you won't be available after a few days or a few weeks, then people need to decide within that time frame. There is a reason why in all my proposals, I have a validity of offer. You decide until that time. So you want to see if people really want to proceed, to go forward. Another way you can create urgency is by saying that this and this skill is important. Yes, it might not have an impact on your salary, but it will have an impact in your career going forward. These are the skills that the HR has identified. So by learning these skills, you will be in a better position to move higher in this organization. So sometimes you create that urgency. People need to make a decision. It's better to make a no decision. They don't want to buy from you. They don't want to come with you. They don't care about it. It doesn't matter than make no decision. When people are telling me I want to think about it, most of the times they never come back. Let's go to the fourth one. Don't make your conversation about you. Make it about them. And how do you make the conversation about your audience? First and foremost, my dear friends, you need to understand that, as I say in public speaking, you need to understand what keeps them up at night. What is the self-talk they have inside their head? What's the thorn in their back that's keeping them awake? And what are the hurdles you need to overcome in order to convince them to select your product or service? There are 5 common pain points. I'm going to mention 2 because of time purposes. If you want to know about all of them, just drop me a note. Most of the times, what I've seen is it costs too much and negative past experience. We've tried this in the past and it didn't work. So when people ask me it costs too much, before I jump into dropping my price or making assumptions, I always ask, because the best way to answer a question is with a question. So when people ask me it costs too much, I say, if I may ask, in comparison to what? If they have no comparison, they say, no, but it costs too much. I don't think a seminar should cost ABC. Or comparing you to your ABC competitor, it costs too much. And then you ask, if I may ask, what is their price? What is the price that you are going to pay for them? And they say, for you, it's 1,000. For them, it's 800. Immediately, I don't talk about the 1,000 or the 800. I talk about the 200 euro difference. So with 200 euro difference, allow me to tell you why I believe Michael Virardi is a better choice to train your team. And then you go and break it down and you analyze it. But you always break it down, not in terms of you, in terms of them. So if they had a negative past experience in the past, what you can do is either give them a free amount of time to decide and use your product, or you can handle that objection by dropping in your testimonial that we said at the beginning. That's exactly what my other customers have thought, and that was their main concern, and here's what they have to say now. Number 5, communicate persuasively. How do you communicate persuasively, my dear friends? It's the phrases that we use, first and foremost. For example, if you're anything like me, I would have said, you struggle to find your voice in difficult situations. If you're anything like me, you struggle to find your voice on stage. As soon as people hear this, they identify, because you've identified what their main concern was, and they lean in forward to hear what you have to say. Another expression you can use, I know that that increasing your financial bottom line is really important to you. So allow me to tell you how I suggest you use our product or service. So you know it's important to them. That's why they called you in. So the phrases you use, but also the words that you use. If you want to make them feel special and select, you might phrase your offering as exclusive. What I always do, in my proposals, I never say my price is. I say your investment is. Because when you pay something, probably you won't get a return on investment. But when you invest in something, you will probably have a return on your investment. And if you can deliver that, that's people talking about you positively. That's word of mouth. And that's how you become a more persuasive person. So let's go back and see all of them once again for those who arrived late. Connect before you try to influence. Appeal to the head, but also to the heart. Create genuine urgency for people to decide today, even if it's a no. Don't make it about you. Exactly as in public speaking, make it about them. And there is a reason why certain times you hear a speaker on stage and you say, how does he or she know what I'm thinking inside me? It's because he or she have done their push-ups, they have done their research, they have understood your pain points, they have researched the audience. And the reason I'm asking my customers, whenever they come to me for a keynote, 200 questions, who is the audience? What do they care about? What's their biggest pain point? Why are they coming? Why do you want to do this course? Why do you want to do this keynote? Why now? How is the audience split? Give me percentage if you cannot give me numbers if it's too many. And number 5, we need to communicate persuasively by using positive words like investment, and positive phrases, or phrases that would get people to be drawn in. So what else is here? We talked about our online course. Let's talk about our book, which today is not a book. Today, my dear friends, it's an audio tape that I heard that really helped me tremendously. It has to do with persuasion. It's by John C. Maxwell, and it's titled, Everyone Communicates, but Very Few People Connect. If you want to see it, here it is. Grab it, grasp it, buy it. Everyone communicates, but very few people connect. If you can get your hands on this audio tape, I bought it many years ago. I don't know if a book is out yet. I don't think he has a book on this one, and if anyone knows, please drop me something in the chat. I'm going to look at the chat in just a while, but this is something I highly suggest. And for those of you who arrived late and you want to know what is our proverb for the day, because we already mentioned it, this is a proverb. When we speak from the heart, usually we are unapologetically embracing our vulnerability. And when we embrace our vulnerability, then we become more persuasive, more convincing, more likable, more trustworthy. And that's what we should do. So let me get to the chat, and then I'm coming back with an announcement. Stephanie Pilavaki, congratulations for winning the course. Christalla, how are you doing? Good morning, dear Michael. Good morning to you too. Pambos Panayotou, good morning, Michael and co. Good morning, Pambos. George Nitsopoulos, people don't care how much they know until you can show them how much you care. Spot on, George, and thank you for this. Roxani, your investment is brilliant. Please use it, Roxani, not your price. My price is, your investment is. Let's see who else is here. Biz Mentor. My friend Philly Katerina, long time no here. Thank you, Michael. Your content is always high in value. May you have an amazing day full of kindness and laughter. Right back at you, Katerina. So guys, before we switch off, let me remove Katerina's comment. And let me give you our announcement. This is for tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern European time. Do not miss it. It's our customer experience show with the one and only Stavros Ioannou, the CEO of Grant Thornton. We're going to be discussing about why employees should come first and customers should come second. We're going to be discussing about company culture with a person that I truly admire and a person that I truly respect, and a person who truly cares about people. Do not miss it. He is the first CPRA that I invited on the Customer Experience Show, and there is a reason that I invited him first and foremost. So guys, let me see if I have any comments coming from you. Good morning, Georgia Stavru. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. 18 minutes to the mark. We keep it short. We keep it concise. Have a productive week ahead, and hope to see you all tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern European time for our Customer Experience Show. Take